Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle, and today we are going to get a little messy. We're going to play with some solar paste today. And first we're going to color in this rocket ship, but we're going to use the solar paste to make a galaxy background. I'm not going to talk much about the coloring today because this is I don't do anything really crazy. It's a pretty simple coloring situation because I wanted the background to be the star of the show. And also, I just want to say, some of these videos, although now it's the end of January, so you've probably noticed by now, and it's probably a little bit late for me to be making this statement, but I did get a new camera in November, and I've still been kind of trying to figure out angles and everything, so especially this one, I'm kind of on screen a lot while I'm coloring, and I apologize for that. But we're getting it figured out. We're getting figured out how the camera needs to zoom, where I need to be to stay out of the frame. We'll get there. And I appreciate your patience while I figure it out. I had to get a new camera mount for it because it was too heavy for my old camera, mount. So, we're figuring it out. It's just going to take me a little while. So, but I think I shouldn't say that. I've filmed several months worth of videos at this point, and I think I got it. I think it's just these first couple that are a little funky, especially when I'm coloring. Every other time it's fine for the most part, but when I'm coloring, it is a little bit dicey. Or I should say, I'm on the screen a little bit while I'm coloring. So while I'm coloring this, we're using solar paste today, which I already mentioned, and I have wanted to make a galaxy background with solar paste for a very long time. I got two of them. I got a purple and a blue one in a crop and create box. I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years ago now. It was a September box. I know that. And I very much kind of fell in love with it. I think it's a really cool product because it gives you very different results on white or black paper. So like you have a lot of options. And I haven't really tried it on any other like colored papers. And now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to. I think that would be fun. And we also use this, if you watched the live on January 12th, I used a lot of this solar paste on that too, just because I think it looks so cool on black cardstock. And it's kind of, I don't want to say it's what inspired this card, because it's not, but it's what put the galaxy background idea back into my head and reminded me that I wanted to do it. And then I also had this rocket ship image that I had printed from Lilly of the Valley. If you watched the Penguin Present video, then you know that I had taken advantage of a deal they had last year where you could buy their Christmas release for like $25 and then get their entire digital stamp collection up to that point for free. And that was just way too good of a deal to pass up. I got like 300 plus Digi stamps. I already had some because I've gotten a few things from them over the years, but still, it was like 300. I basically got 300 Digi stamps for like $20. Maybe it was more than that. I really shouldn't say that. I don't remember how much it was anymore, but it was too good of a deal to pass up. So I got them, and I had this rocket ship in there, and I was like, oh, this would be fun to do a galaxy background with. And then I also had the solar paste out and was like, oh wait, I've been wanting to do a galaxy background with solar paste. This is probably my opportunity. So I quickly, I didn't quickly do anything, honestly, but I printed this rocket ship off, and I wanted to color the rocket ship kind of simply because I really wanted the galaxy background to be the star of the show. I feel like that doesn't end up being the case necessarily, but you guys can let me know what you think about you can let me know what you think about it in the comments below. So I'm going to finish coloring this. Oh, and I wanted to mention this too. So I'm using the solar paste today, and we're actually going to use some astro paste too. And I have this I don't want to say it's a goal, but it is kind of a goal for 2026. I'm not a goal setting person, okay? Let me just throw that out there right now. Goal setting, not my jam. Not at all. But I have I do have things I like to keep in mind, especially with my craft room and stuff, I guess. And I want to try to use my paste a little bit more this year because I do end up throwing, I like a lot of them, but I don't use them very often, and I end up throwing a lot of them out because of that. And I would like to fix that. I would like to use them a little bit more. So this is the only this and the live video that I did are really the only places I've used them so far. But I filmed these all in 2025, so it doesn't count. I haven't filmed anything or made anything really in 2026 yet. So it hasn't, I haven't entirely, like, gotten off track with that yet, okay? We can all agree on that, right? So now I am working on the galaxy background. And the galaxy background, I'm just taking my finger and dipping it in the astro paste. Now, you're going to see me, like, take my hands away a lot because it is sticky and pasty, and I needed to get it off my fingers. So I'm using and I don't have the color names in front of me right now. I apologize for that. I did not take good notes on this one. But I have the blue, the purple, and the pink, and I'll have the actual color names listed down below in the description. I've been trying to be good about, if you guys remember from a few years ago, I got the Trinity Stamps, like, card sketch book thing. And I've been trying to, I didn't use it much last year or the year before when I got it. I'm trying this year to actually use it a little bit more and keep track of my supply lists and stuff when I'm making cards for YouTube, to make it easier for me to, like, put the supply list in the description on YouTube. And it's actually working very, very well, except for this card because I forgot to write everything down. So I'm kind of going from memory here. So I'm just using my finger to do this. You can use a palette knife, or a palette knife would actually, you could probably do some really fun texture-y things with a palette knife, honestly. But I wanted just a really thin layer because I did want some of the black to show through. And I wanted to not have a super, like, thick layer of paste going on. I also wanted it to dry quickly. I didn't have a ton of time when I was filming this, and I kind of didn't want to have to wait forever for it to dry, so I was trying to make a very, very thin layer. You could also use, I probably wouldn't use, like, the felt blending pads or anything like that. That would probably be not good. But if you have maybe, like, the foam ones, I have some that work with it in my closet, but I don't remember which ones they are. Or like a foam brush thing that could work. But honestly, just use your fingers and wash your hands when you're done. I think it's the easiest way. I didn't even wash my hands. I just put hand sanitizer on my hands. I keep a little bottle of hand sanitizer that's most definitely expired. But I wasn't necessarily trying to de-germify myself. I was just trying to get the paste off my fingers. So there's that. Also, my other tip, please put a scrap piece of paper underneath your project, and don't do this directly on, like, your mat. Normally I would do that, and I just wasn't thinking, and I didn't do that, and then I had to clean it up, and it was really annoying. I don't want you to be annoyed with having to clean it up. It does clean up. Clearly, I was able to get it all off my glass mat. I mean, I also did clean it up pretty much, like, right away, which probably helped, but still would recommend doing this on, like, a scrap piece of paper, or usually I'll do it on a paper towel, and I just simply did not do that. So make better choices than me. So then I wanted to add some stars, and I thought maybe I could use this astro paste and a paintbrush to, like, add little dots of it to be stars, and I kind of hated it. And then I was just kind of messing around and realized it started to look kind of cool if I rubbed the astro paste over it. So astro paste is a glitter paste. So this is the clear, I think it's called Frostbite. The clear astro paste. If you have the Starlight glitter gel from Gina K Designs, that will also work for this technique. And this is my favorite way to use glitter paste, honestly, is just, like, the clear stuff over something else. And I started messing around with it after I didn't like the little paintbrush stars I was trying to make, and realized I think it gave it this, like, really cool kind of, like, frosty vibe when I put the Astro paste over it, and I really liked it. And we're gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna clean up again because I still forgot to put the scrap paper down. And I'll show you when it's done. And I think it just I think it comes out really cool. I really liked it. I think it added a lot to add the Astro paste over to the top. So yeah, so there you go. I mean, this was a little while later because it does take a little while to dry. And the Astro paste takes a little while longer to dry than the solar paste does. But I think it's really cool. And I think it was really fun to be able to, combine the two different pastes this way. I feel like I have the lunar paste and I haven't done anything with it in a while. Now I feel like I have to, complete the collection and do something with it. So, I'll have to take a look at that, see what I can maybe figure out to do. So I'm going to die cut this star greeting, which is from My Favorite Things. I can't think of the name of the stamp set right now, but unfortunately, My Favorite Things is no longer in business, but mayhaps you may still find this somewhere on the internet. And I bought this stamp set back in the heyday of galaxy backgrounds and die set for that matter, and never really used it. So I was excited to be able to get it out and give it a go. I will also say that I don't remember, but I know this wasn't exactly the grading that I wanted to put on here, but I didn't have one that said what I wanted it to say. So we settled for Reach for the Stars, which I feel like is totally also okay. And like I said, now I don't even remember what I wanted to put on it originally, so it must not have been that good. And so I also cut this out of, this is the Gina K Designs glitter paper that she had a couple years ago. It is unfortunately discontinued. I wish she could bring it back. I don't think she can though. But it is my all-time favorite glitter paper. It's more of a printed glitter paper than an actual glitter paper. So you don't get glitter everywhere. I have a set of glitter paper which I'm gonna use. I'm recording this before excuse me, before I've actually done the live on the 12th, and I'm gonna have to use the awful glitter paper that I have to do that, and it's not gonna be fun. But it doesn't, because that is glitter paper that sheds glitter everywhere, and then glitter is everywhere forever, it feels like. But it'll be fine. I just don't want to do it. And I could change it. I don't have to do it with the glitter paper, but I'm gonna do it with the glitter paper, let's be honest. So, but it was it was a really nice glitter paper. She had it in red, green, gold, and silver for a while as a limited edition Christmas thing. I think probably that was Christmas 2021, maybe it's Christmas 2020. I don't know. But somewhere in there. It was a lovely product, and like I said, I don't think she can get it anymore, but I really liked it, and I am hoarding it. But it was perfect for this. I also thought about doing, I could have heat embossed it, which was another option that I did think of, but I wasn't in the mood for that. Although I do it on the little sentiment, but it's fine. I didn't want to do it on the big one. I was not in the mood for that, but I did do it on this little one. I believe I do it in silver. Yes. I think I thought I was going to do it in a different color, and then I changed my mind and kept it all silver. Looks better that way. I also, if I could do this again, which I mean, technically I can, but I probably would have done this on a black cardstock. I don't really know what I was thinking doing it on white, honestly. It would have been so much better if I would have done it with a black background. Because it stands out kind of wonky, a lot, more than it should, I think, when it's on the white. And especially because when I pull this back and you get to see the silver glitter stars, that also doesn't, that almost blends in too much. But I didn't want to do gold because I didn't want to stand out that much either, and most of my colors in there were cool colors, and silver is more of the cool color, underlying color, so, and I just in general like silver more than gold, so I tend to gravitate towards that anyway. But it still works, it's still fine, that's still, The rocket ship was bigger than I sort of intended when I printed it, and the stars was not really bigger than I imagined, but it was a little bit, and it all worked out though. I wanted to trim this down because I decided I did want a little bit of a border on my card base. So I trimmed it, and I had some weird edges, which just happens sometimes with paste. You get these weird, like, crunchy edges, and you can see them back with all the extra paste on it because I didn't clean up my workstation very good. Actually, that was just from me moving it around and stuff while I was using my fingers to sort of paint it, if you will. And there we go. So I just wanted to add a little border to it just to make it stand out a little bit more. And then, but I did the Gina K 1/8 inch border, something really small. And then I decided to pop up the stars because I thought that would be fun. And like I said, I felt like it was getting lost in the card, like in the background kind of. And even though I wanted the image to be the focal point of the card, I didn't want the greeting to get lost either. So I had to make it work, and I did. So now I'm just going to tape everything down, and that's pretty much it. Astro paste or solar paste and astro paste are really fun to work with. I don't use my paste enough. I hope this encourages you guys to get your paste out and give it a go. And I know galaxy backgrounds are not the thing that they used to be, but if they ever make a comeback, now here's a really cool way to do it. And I love the extra, like, shine that you can get from doing it with, like, the sort of shimmer that comes from doing it with the solar paste. And I think it just adds a little something to it. And I think it's easier than, actually, like, it's messier, obviously, but it's easier, I think, than doing it with ink. And I kind of like the effects of it a lot better. And, yeah. So, you can do all kinds of fun things. Solar paste is the most fun to use with dark cardstocks, but you can also use it on lighter color cardstocks and get an entirely different, more subtle color effect, but actually it's still really cool. And I'm just going to glue this little reach for the... See, I should have done that in black. I'm just... Oh well. It's okay. So anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I will see you again soon, and have a crafty day.